On this all-new episode of Primetime Panthers, we sit down with head coach Paul Maurice as he reflects on the last two seasons.
You watch these guys, it's pro sports, but you watch the way they treat each other, the way they treat the people around them. It's the best ideal, and it's kind of the expectation of what pro sports could be like.
And hear what the players think about the bench boss and how he helps the team reach its potential.
He knows how to approach a game in a fun way where he wants you to enjoy each moment. He wants you to embrace it. You know, he's been around a lot of teams winning and losing, and he understands what it takes to enjoy the moments and make the most of it.
Plus, if you like pregame speeches, you're in luck.
There's 27 of you. Everybody's important. You're all brilliant. I love every one of you.
All of that and more this week on Primetime Panthers. Primetime Panthers is presented by Bright Star Credit Union.
Welcome into this all-new episode of Primetime Panthers. I'm Katie Engelson. Winning back-to-back Stanley Cup championships doesn't happen by accident. It takes everyone moving together in the same direction. Building a strong culture is something many teams talk about. However, few can match what the Panthers have created, and a big reason for that is head coach Paul Maurice. I caught up with some of the Panthers to talk about the bench boss and the impact he's made on the organization.
How would you sum up what it's been like playing for Paul Maurice?
It's been a treat. He's an incredible coach. I love his character. You know, just how he approaches each day with a sense of extreme high expectations of execution and the way that he wants a group to play, but also with a sense of calm, and he knows how to approach a game in a fun way where he wants you to enjoy each moment. He wants you to embrace it. You know, he's been around a lot of teams winning and losing, and he understands what it takes to enjoy the moments and make the most of it.
With him coming in, his messaging was so clear. It was at a time where the group was really ready to take that next step and knew we had to do things a little bit differently. So, you know, that's why everyone's relationship with him got off, you know, on the right foot the way it did.
Since he got here, he's had a tremendous impact on me as a player, and I think everyone that came here. And he's such a good person when you talk to him, but he's a demanding coach, and he wants everyone to see everyone succeed. And I think what he does best is he finds what everyone's really good at and kind of celebrates it and wants them to be the best at what their kind of identity is.
He's special. What he can remember from 30 years ago and bring it into context on a daily basis for us when he's trying to form a plan for our team is special. It's hard to put into words how much he means to not just me, but this whole team and organization. You know, he's been so good. Since day one he came here, he really changed something, and he's just a great human being to off the ice. So I really enjoy working with him.
I've said this a bunch. He's been, you know, my favorite coach that I've had. Being in the NHL, he's been incredible for me. He's been incredible for our team. He's very good at knowing when to say it at the right time for each player, and he's really good at seeing what each player needs and how they need to be coached or talked to a little bit different. Like, he's got a great grasp on the players in the room. So as much as people think it's maybe not good to treat one guy different than the other, like, he finds a way to do it perfect, and he gets the most out of all his players.
He's a great communicator, understands what he wants and how he wants it, and I think he does a great job of being hard on you, but still allowing you to play with confidence and to play your game and to be the best player you can be.
He does an amazing job of grabbing each and every player, identifying what they're good at, and then trying to bring it out on a daily basis. So he's done that plenty of times with me, and my respect and admiration for him only grows year over year. He's by far the best coach I've ever had. He's so good at reading situations when our team needs a little boost, or when our team needs, you know, a little positivity and to lay off us a little bit. He can be hard on us when we need it.
He knows how to kind of fire the team up and how to handle the team in different situations. And it's a sign of a good coach when you can read the room and you know when to scream and when to be easy on the guys. But he expects a lot from the guys, but we like that, and we want we want them to push us to become better players and a better team.
There's so much trust there. You certainly build that, over the years when you go through different experiences together, and you obviously see a little bit of success. So it's easier to build it, when you have that time together.
Well, obviously he's going to be in Hall of Fame, and now 2 Stanley Cups, and even like before that, so many games coached, so many years, always been in one team for a long time, and there's a reason. Like, he creates the culture, that winning culture, that hard-working culture.
He's obviously got the respect of the whole locker room, which it's crucial for a coach to have that, and he certainly has that.
He's been incredible to play for him. We wouldn't be Stanley Cup champions, without him. So he's got a lot of games on, under him so far, and hopefully many more, and hopefully we can be there all with him.
Time for our first break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, we sit down with Paul Maurice to reflect on the past 2 seasons.
I'm learning not just about hockey, but about really life. Watching these guys walk around each other, how happy they are to see each other, how hard they work for each other. But if you do these things for each other in a group, you have like a way better life.
Keep it locked. Primetime Panthers on Script Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Primetime Panthers. The last 2 seasons have certainly felt like a dream, winning back-to-back Stanley Cup championships. A lot goes on behind the scenes to reach the peak, and having a group all aligned on a common goal goes a long way. We caught up with head coach Paul Maurice to talk about how he sees the players interact on a daily basis.
You've talked a lot about the joy that you've experienced coming to the rink every day. How would you describe the relationship that you have with your players?
Well, I probably get way more out of it than they do. I in some ways, and I feel more of an observer and a fan. It's the single most important thing that happens here is how the players treat each other and then treat the people around them. And you know that by how they move around you every day that you're with us, right? The respect that they treat each other with is an incredible thing to watch. So you get an enjoyment out there, and I am a fan of them. We get on the ice and they do things on the ice in practice. It's actually in practice where you get to see kind of the true end of their talent level. I mean, nobody's trying to, it's not the same kind of hitting. You can pull off more in practice than you can somewhere else. But with that, I feel a tremendous responsibility, and I will speak on behalf of the coaches, a tremendous responsibility not to become too much an observer, that you don't correct the things that need to correct it. So these guys work hard in the summer, and then they work hard in training camp. Our job then is to, it's not so much hold them accountable anymore, is to steer it in a direction that can maximize them. And that's a responsibility. So as much of a fan I am of them, we all feel a responsibility to drive them to be their best.
What is one thing that you've learned about the team last year that you didn't realize going into last season?
So I'm not sure that I would say that I didn't realize, but that you can trust these guys. Not that I didn't before, but you remember November last year, we lost 6 to 7 games. We were terrible, we were just behind it. Now we'd gone to Finland, but you're not sure as the coach whether that's the Finland trip, whether it's 3 years, it's November. We still got like 60 games left at that point in time. Can we find our way out of this where we don't come apart, where we don't turn into individuals? And it's also not like we just righted the ship and won 20 in a row. That's not what happened. But I would say that I trust their patience. They just keep working every day. They handled their day. They stayed true to form. And it's not that I would have told you at the start of last year, I believe they will do this. I believe this will how it would react. But now I look back and say that I know it. I know these players trust each other and trust the process, and they do truly come to the rink and handle their day.
How meaningful has this chapter of your life been for you?
Yeah, I don't think that I can overstate it. The biggest takeaway, I don't want to lie to you, that Stanley Cups are really good, really important. You see it, Katie. You watch these guys, it's pro sports, but you watch the way they treat each other, the way they treat the people around them. It's the best ideal, and it's kind of the whole, but the expectation maybe not. They've had a hope of what pro sports could be like. That if I'm learning here, I'm learning not just about hockey, but about really life. Watching these guys walk around each other, how happy they are to see each other, how hard they work for each other. That if you do these things for each other in a group, you have like a way better life. Your whole day is better. Right? You come in, you see a bunch of people you love, everybody works their butts off, nobody's pulling teeth, nobody's cheating, nobody's taking the easy way out, they're all in it together. We get fed great, we get treated so well here, then you go home, it's sunny out, like it's pretty good. You want to hang on to that. And, you know, Mr. Viola and his family have allowed all of this to happen. They invested so heavily in this team, the people. But Bill Zito, and I'm not going to say has created this, I'm going to say he's creating this because he's full forward motion. How do we make it better? That's how he's driving the coaching staff and everybody. Okay, that's fine, but how do we make this better? And he deserves a tremendous amount of credit for the culture in that room.
Time for a short break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, with the season underway, the Panthers know each and every night will bring a challenge.
We started to see something that we're going to see in spades this year is that we were getting everybody's best game. It didn't matter where the team was in the standings, that you would watch their three games prior to playing us and then they would look completely different when we played them, and that's what we're going to see this year.
Primetime Panthers is presented by Bright Star Credit Union. More of our conversation with Paul Maurice next on Script Sports. Welcome back to Primetime Panthers. We rejoin our conversation with head coach Paul Maurice.
Well, Coach, you're sitting here as a two-time Stanley Cup champion head coach. How have these last few years compared to what you envisioned when you took this job?
Well, the whole thing has been just a whirlwind for sure. We've played an awful lot of hockey, but it's been very exciting. And last year's win, I mean, there's three completely separate sets of emotion. There was a devastation on the loss in year one. At the same time, you walked out of the rink knowing there was nothing left. They had given what they had. We had lost so many bodies at that point. There was no regret. Clearly, 24 is, the word would be euphoria. Right? It's a dream come true, and the emotions were very high after that. Because you wake up as something that you've always dreamed about. It's never been there, but now you're a Stanley Cup champion. So that summer is different. This one was peaceful. This one was, last year was an achievement. It was very difficult, and you saw it every day. Physically, it was a demanding on our team. Mentally, it was demanding. There was a lot of grinding that went on, but the players, not in terms of their enthusiasm or interest, it was hard to find the energy. The summer felt longer. It felt more restful. There's an excitement there of players coming back. And then, you know, most teams, when they go through Stanley Cup runs, they'll lose players, and you just inevitably lose players, and that's the challenge, right? You've got to climb that mountain again, but your team might be a little thinner than it was, and I don't think we feel that way. We feel we're pretty strong.
What excites you most about the players who have made the commitment to stay for the long haul, like Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand? Kind of crazy to think about what the future looks like.
First, the sacrifice is the first thing I think. I mean, in style of play alone, these men were very coveted, right? They're hard playoff men, they're leadership men. You know, two of them are captains. Sam Bennett is the Conn Smythe winner. So these guys will be the most sought after players coming into that free agency for the identity of the game. When you're trying to change your team, augment your team, these guys are character pieces. So there's a sacrifice there. They left something. And then I'm really, you know, I'm pleased for Bill Zito. Well, I'm pleased for myself, don't get me wrong. This is not that altruistic, but his idea of building a destination franchise where not just the players' families could come and be a part of something that they didn't want to leave, that compensation would start to be looked at as something more than just financial. There are other things that we can offer here in terms of culture, in terms of how the players are treated, most importantly, how the players treat each other. So that idea is really, really important. And then there's a skill and there's a talent there to get 3 men like this signed. And, Bill Zito deserves a tremendous amount of credit and should take an awful lot of credit because what he did is very difficult.
A lot of hockey has been played these last few seasons. Just what is the potential for this group this year?
I would say we're used to it now. I thought last year was a very difficult year, even from the coach's point of view. I had never won before. Most of our players in the room had never won before. What does that do to you the next season? Where do you find the energy for it? So we were learning on the fly, and a lot of it was flying blind a little bit because you weren't sure whether you were tired or this was just, we started to see something that we're going to see in spades this year, is that we were getting everybody's best game. It didn't matter where the team was in the standings, that you would watch their 3 games prior to playing us and then they would look completely different when we played them, and that's what we're going to see this year. But now we understand that a little bit better. We understand in talking to the players, they've learned that it's easier to stay in shape on a shortened summer. They take a bit of time off to heal whatever they need to heal, and when they come back into the gym, they're only a couple of weeks away from pushing back and then growing and getting stronger. But mentally, they don't have 4 more months of training before the season starts. So in some way, mentally, it's easier for them. So we just in the general conversations with the veteran players coming back, they feel stronger right now than they did last year at this time.
What is that energy source this year? I know that was kind of a struggle last year. What is that this year after winning back-to-back Stanley Cups?
Well, let's say you're in a marathon and you're at mile, clearly I've never been in one, so this is me just surmising. At mile 15, you feel terrible. Your body's aching and it's killing you the first time you go through that. You're not sure if you can finish. You're not sure. There might be something wrong. Your knees hurt, your ankles hurt, there's something wrong. You get to mile 15 this year, your knees hurt, your ankle hurts, and it's all the same. You feel terrible, but you understand that's the way you're supposed to feel, and it's going to feel like that. It's going to feel like that till the regular season's over, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So the pain that we're going to go through this year, and this year it'll be tougher in some ways, and that's solely based on the quality of opposition that we're going to get. We're going to play closer to 82 playoff games than any team in the league. So understanding the pain of it, accepting it, we've fought through it before, we'll have to fight through it again.
Time for one final break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, Paul Maurice knows how to deliver a speech.
But how good was that? Right, well done. It's always the adversity, right, that makes it special. Well done, young man.
Some of his best mic'd up moments next, right here on Primetime Panthers. Welcome back to Primetime Panthers.
After the game yesterday, John Cooper got asked about the hit from Chucky.
I know he chirped me.
Yeah.
I saw it. I'm at home watching the Senators game, and he chirped me, right? Which I appreciate.
Any comments on that? Do you expect any repercussions from the league after what we just saw with Hagel?
The only players we hit are the ones with pucks.
I used my own words on me, too. I mean, I'm not sure it was applicable to the events on the ice, but it was still good. Well done.
Does it add to the energy of the series and stuff?
Oh, God, I hope not.
You want to chirp John Cooper
I might chirp that shirt. I might chirp that shirt, George. Is that a chicken on the front, or what is that? It's a moose. Now I like it. I take that back. It's a wonderful shirt. I'll ask you 2 questions that might be personal. You don't have to answer it. Have you ever shotgunned a beer? Have you ever been to church?
Paul Maurice certainly has a way with words. It takes a special talent to be able to push the right buttons at the right time. And the Panthers head coach has certainly mastered that. Let's take a look back at some of the best mic'd up moments from the past year.
Play fast, play free, baby, let's go get it!
He means a lot to us. Like, we listen to him, and his pregame speeches are really good, and they only get better in the playoffs.
Every round win felt like an accomplishment. This year, it's all part of the journey.
That type of coach who you want to play for.
Let's get to it right now. Good start, fellas. Good start. Lundy, you're going. Lundell.
He's a very good leader.
That's a good spot to work from, Lundy. That's a good spot to work from.
He's able to get the team going.
Warp it, wrap it, wrap it.
And he's very good with his words, as you guys probably seen in the media.
We'll look forward to the next one.
Let's get the next one here, man, hey? We're not just sitting here to watch the game. Let's go get it.
It's been incredible.
Stay with it. Stay with your mental focus, man. That's what we're doing here.
I love his speeches, the way he talks to the group.
Relax, baby. Relax with the hands. Relax with the hands.
It's been a treat.
That's it, Marcy. That's it. That's it.
He's funny, he's witty,
Feeling a little bit mocked right now.
he's intense.
Push him, Chucky. Push him, push him, push him. There you go. That's how I felt about that. Sometimes I gotta let it out.
I think people probably don't see how intense he really is.
You should try to be a little bit more positive.
Like, he holds us accountable, but at the same time, like, we have more fun than anybody ever.
Hey, Train, could you carry this back to that for me?
So he has a great way of having both aspects of that.
No, we liked it. We liked it. We liked the creativity, Meeks.
Every speech has a meaning behind it.
We talked about courage and brotherhood before this game tonight.
Every speech has a certain message. It's not always the same.
I'm gonna get you out there. I want you three guys on the ice for the last shift, because we're down 2-0 against Toronto, and you got us here. You get the last shift. Well done, man. Well done.
You're all brilliant. I love every one of you. Very well done tonight.
That does it for this episode of Primetime Panthers. The Florida Panthers are so lucky to have Paul Maurice leading the way, and we are so grateful for his time. We'll see you next week with all new Florida Panthers content right here on Script Sports.
Primetime Panthers is presented by Bright Star Credit Union.